the Rock family of companies, we're celebrating our 35th year, right? Dan started the company back in 1985. Him and his brother and another partner and a small little joint over in Southfield, Bingham Farms. And now 35 years later, you know, we've got 18,000 team members in downtown Detroit, 34,000 across the country. And the Rock family of companies is over 100 companies.
Wow.
And within that, fintech is the largest, you know, the largest category, if you will, from a B2B, B2C standpoint. So we've done, Crissy, over the last three and a half years. When I got there, it was like, all right, yep, we're doing all this work for Quicken and Rocket Mortgage. And then there was all these marketing teams around the companies that they were tapping into us, maybe for performance or video production or creative or media planning in mind. But over the last 3.5 years, like, wait, why don't we bring these marketing team members from these companies or these departments, we don't call them departments, but onto the QL marketing team, and we build the resources around them. So now, by the end of 2020, we're an in-house marketing team for 11 brands.
Wow.
This is my senior leadership team. So, you know, you can see the tenure generally 5, 7, 16 years plus, you know, my leadership team. Some of you may know Matt Cardwell, who had a marketing, he's been in the marketing team forever. You know, the infamous living legend Michael Corbet was blessed to have him join me 2 years ago as our ECD. John Viewald, who's been the media leader for in the past, and then Michael Martin, who's my right hand on the brand. So really solid leadership team. This continues to grow as we focus on all those areas. And then obviously on the media side, you know, for everyone here on the phone, probably they know Jen and Eric and Damon and Vicky, who have been with the team for many years, and Leah, who just joined us this past year. She's doing an awesome job. Colin Curry, my social lead, and does a great job. And Sam Harden works alongside Eric. So, I mean, this is the team that day to day, Eric and Jen, under Jen and Eric's leadership, are working on the planning, the buying with our Universal McCann partners. So, yes, we want to generate awareness, but we're also looking to, you know, being able to borrow equity from each of our partnerships to, you know, to help tell relevant, meaningful, authentic stories, you know, that can drive some audience engagement, right? So partnerships have been a large part of our, you know, our market strategy for Rocket Mortgage. You're going to probably start to see, you know, some of those other brands that I share with you start to live in these spaces as well as we figure that out, either together or maybe there's a reallocation of resources, whatever it might be. But, you know, if you look at our pillars and, you know, spend time with us, all right, you know, obviously, you know, brand, you know, the brand, home, community, NFL, you know, and some of our other partnerships. I mean, these are the, you know, the genres and, if you will, or verticals that we play in with the NFL. We'll talk about the NFL thing here shortly. Obviously, with our basketball partnership with the Cleveland Cavaliers, we have our name on the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, which is freaking amazing. If you ever get to Cleveland, hit me up. We'll take care of you. When fans are allowed. We have partnerships in cities that we serve and the communities that we're part of, right? Cleveland, Phoenix. So we've started to expand some partnerships in Phoenix with the Suns, obviously with our hometown Pistons, and then golf, which Emily and I will chat about the RMC esports. I think we're one of the earlier, particularly in the financial category, you know, putting our foot, if you will, into that space. I've learned a lot about esports, and, you know, I've had to, you know, demyth some things in my head as a marketer when it comes to esports, but make no mistake, you know, when you see a League of Legends, you know, a franchise like 100 Thieves or League of Legends that gets 90 to 100 million uniques on a monthly basis, I mean, and that's a real audience. That is a real audience who, by the way, buy cars, buy homes. I mean, offline, you know, I had a perception, and then I went to my first Summer League finals of League of Legends, and I was like, literally within 5 minutes, my perception flipped upside down because I was like, whoa,
right?
Like, whoa, that guy actually looks like he would drive a car and buy a house and has a job. Like, perception was blown. And and then and for those of us that have kids, you know, that are growing up with that second, third device, you watch them and, you know, they'll watch Twitch or they're watching YouTube and whatever it might be that. So, and then obviously college, 21 schools and growing. We're in the midst of, you know, continuously looking at partnership opportunities through our Learfield IMG, JMI, conferences. And then we do a lot of things right in the communities. Hopefully, if y'all had a chance to join us last year in 19 at our inaugural Forbes 30 Under 30 event, we're working towards making sure that happens again, in a physical form. Obviously, we're going through that partnership with Detroit PAL. Very proud of that. Yes. We have a statue at the Kennedy Space Center. Long story, that's over drinks. And then we just made this announcement last week. The MAC action, MAC, every game, never bet the under. We had the opportunity. MAC was maybe exploring having to leave Detroit, and we stepped in a couple weeks ago, and we just signed a 3-year agreement with the MAC conference. So tomorrow night at 7:30, the MAC championship. We announced MAC will be staying here in Detroit at least for the next 3 years with the Rocket Mortgage MAC championship. So. And quite honestly, when we decided to bring the Rocket Mortgage Classic to Detroit, I mean, if you were to look at the investment and the return, it may not pencil out. It's not a great business case, quite honestly. But we knew it was much more than that. We knew that we are first bring an event to the city of Detroit for all the right reasons. Obviously that gives us the platform working with our media partners like NBCU, Golf Channel, and CBS. And other partners that help us, leading into the week and storytelling to shine a spotlight on our city. Oh, by the way, there's 156 players that come in every week with friends, family, blah, blah. Guess how many of those have probably, until the Rocket Mortgage Classic was in Detroit, how many had been to Detroit? Single digits. Let's be real talk, right? And there's only 2 PGA Tour events that even happen in a city. The Tour Championship down at East Lake, right outside of Atlanta, and the Rocket Mortgage Classic. So now you have players that have a chance to now come enjoy a city. They're not out in a suburb. This is going to be our crown jewel. This is our Area 313. One is we're trying to establish, like, if anyone's ever been out to Waste Management, this is a complete shit show out in Phoenix, but it is insane. We want to create like that over the years. It took 30 years to create that out at Phoenix. It wasn't done overnight. But in this Area 313, I mean, there's certain spots you can stand there and watch 4 holes at once. I mean, you could stand on the back of 16, watch them tee off 17. You can watch them hit into 18. Oh, by the way, watching 14, 15, 16. But, this is for us. Any player that goes 313, eagle, birdie, hole-in-one, or I should say eagle, hole-in-one, birdie, we'll donate $313,000 to their charity. And so it's a great talking point. And, that's the ability for us to continue to raise money for our charities.
For 2021, we're going to continue to focus delivering the first, the best, and the only for fans and Detroiters, building upon the successes that we had this past year that Casey alluded to, continue to put Detroit on the map for the PGA Tour stops. And so in addition to the great initiative for changing the course, we had the ability to bring in new content with 2 fans with the Bubba and Friends charity match that where we mic'd up Bubba Watson, Harold Varner III, Jason Day, Wesley Bryan to raise $1 million in donations and contributions in a casual match the Wednesday before tournament play. So that was really cool. So looking to build upon that, and obviously the bogey to contribute more on a year-over-year basis on continuing to give back to the local Detroit charities. So main focus for us for 2021, there's the $1 million question, right? Are fans going to be on site for 2021? And so we're closely working, following what happens with the Q1 events in California and Florida, but we're hopeful, right? We're planning on fans of some kind and at some capacity, and we're confident that we are able to bring back our Pro-Am. So we're working with the tour and local and state leadership to align in a very safe way in order to implement this. And we all want to hear that roaring crowd on the 18th grade on Sunday for sure. So.
Yeah, we expanded. We formed a partnership with the NFL, and we announced it in, a year ago. It's almost probably a year ago this past week. And when we announced our partnership with the NFL as a OMP, we simultaneously announced the culmination and kicking off of the Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl squares, right? When it comes to the NFL, it's, biggest stage. I mean, ratings aside, whether they're up or down and different, we're all reading SBJ and seeing the numbers. but it's still delivering the massive audience, a wide audience, right? Demographically, still a wide range. It's still the biggest, call it the biggest platform. And so we're leaning into it. And then, is some of you, like the storytelling that you can do with teams, players, and communities, outside of the NFL owned properties, there's a lot of it, and, a lot of opportunities, and we can, enjoy doing that as well, helping tell the story of what home means to some of these players or families and, in the community.
Through the NFL partnership, the strategy continues to focus on those 4 things, right? To continue to expand and promote and leverage the Rocket Mortgage brand and brand story across 4 key areas. And that's the ownable platforms that you just mentioned, opportunities for us to be unique, to be first, best, only, and of course to do epic shit, for Casey's, stealing Casey's words there, and a clear way to tell that brand story and really having that connectivity between, from a messaging standpoint. So
I knew as a marketer, we were not set up to be to go into the Spanish-speaking Hispanic marketplace. So we started looking for creative agencies, and we partnered up with Bravo and then now Marca, both out of Miami. And we started in a 3 DMA test, saw great success there. And so probably 4 or 6 months ago, we rolled out our national Hispanic campaign underneath the theme. Right now, obviously on the general market with Rocket Can, Rocket Puede, which translates. Rocket Puede. We've got 3 new Hispanic Spanish-speaking campaign spots. And so, all right, great. We'll call it in the traditional channels, growing in our digital and social, and then how do you continue to extend the Rocket Puede campaign and across, with our bilingual Hispanic community, not only in the traditional linear and digital social channels, but into like our sponsorships, right? So creatively, within 3 days, we sat down, we wrote, we shot, and we got out on a national campaign with Jay, our CEO, and the message was simple, like, we're here for you. And we're like, we don't even care if you're a client of ours or not, we're here for you. Remember when I said, like, when Governor Cuomo or President Trump started talking about deferment and forbearance, everyone's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't have to pay my mortgage for 6 months, call 800 Quicken, and, everyone was calling. We're like, hey, well, like, no, and we don't know, but either way, so it was like, that was our first call to action. And then but along the way, from a media standpoint, a lot of us here on the phone, whether we were on the good or bad side of it, or in the middle, we saw consumption, like literally, whether it be day part mix, programming, or you saw the lift obviously in some OTT, CTV, like all of a sudden you started to see some shifts. So thankfully for us, we're nimble, we move fast. I don't have bureaucracy and committees and blah, blah, blah. Like we can just go. So literally we're changing, and we adjust at the speed of the game. Listen, like as you would, I'm sure would convey, I hope everyone has a very, very safe and healthy, happy holiday. And I can't wait to fucking see all of you soon, some way, somehow. And just take care of number one, that's you and your family. And we'll go there.
Well, with that said, it's time for me to do a quick plug for our next 2 seminars coming up. We have a virtual FCA Day coming on Friday, January 8th, and virtual GM Day is coming up on Wednesday, February 3rd. We're putting together a great program with FCA, and we've already confirmed Deb Wall to join us for GM Day. All the information is on our website at daagolf.com. And with that, I would like to wish everyone a very wonderful holiday season and a much, much better year in 2021, please. Hopefully we can get back to some semblance of normalcy and DAA's regular schedule of events in person. So with that said, thanks again, Casey and Emily and Allison, for a great job, and happy holidays, and I look forward to seeing everyone next year, 2021.